Good day, everyone. For this report, I'll be discussing the philosophy of marketing, not just its tools, but the underlying assumptions that guide how marketing understands people, value, and decision making. Marketing is often seen as advertising, but at its core, it is a theory of human behavior. To get most of these reports, please turn on the captions for full experience. So, what is marketing? So, Philip Kotler defines marketing as the process of creating value and building strong customer relationships to capture value in return. So, marketing assumes that people evaluate options, they seek value, they engage in voluntary exchange. So, for example, Apple does not just sell laptops, it sells innovation, status, ecosystem integration, and identity. So, the philosophy is simple. So, people choose what they perceive as valuable. There are core assumptions about marketing, and our first one is that marketing assumes people are value seekers. But value is subjective. So when someone buys Nike instead of a cheaper alternative, they are not only buying shoes, they are buying brand meaning, social identity, and perceived quality. So these buying attitude reflects what Hugher Levitt called the marketing myopia problem. So companies must focus on customer value, not just product features. Just like Nike, it may be expensive, but we all know it's durable. So marketing philosophy says behavior follows perceived value. Another core assumption is marketing is based on exchange theory. No one forces you to subscribe to Netflix, of course, right? So you evaluate. So is the entertainment worth the monthly cost? It definitely does. So Bagozi explains that exchange is central to marketing theory. But here's the critical question. Is exchange always equal? For example, food companies market aggressively in low income communities. Is that truly equal change? This is where marketing philosophy becomes important. Next core assumption is that modern marketing philosophy centers on consumer sovereignty. So companies conduct market research to understand consumer needs. For example, McDonald's adapt its menu in different countries where in India they added different kinds of chili. For Vietnam, rice meals with cucumbers and sauce. Japan, wherein they added some sesame or unique looking burgers with nori, and in Korea, they added jang sauce. The assumption is that consumers drive the market and shapes the consumer desires. So Baudrillard argued that consumption is not just functional because it is symbolic. So it means that marketing both responds to and constructs demand. Modern marketing integrates behavioral psychology. Scarcity marketing, like limited Oreos, Ego shoes like a classic Backstreet Boys sneakers, creates ideas of urgency for their fans. Cialdini identifies scarcity as a principle of persuasion. So this shows that decisions are often emotional and biased. So marketing uses these emotional attachment or nostalgia strategically. So this is powerful but too ethically complex. Marketing also has ethical boundaries. In the 1950s, cigarette ads promoted smoking as healthy. That was influence crossing into manipulation. So Gerard Hastings critiques commercial marketing for prioritizing profit over public health. So when we talk about philosophy of marketing, we must ask who benefits from the influence? The company, brand, or the consumer? And also marketing shapes norms. So cosmetic ads influence beauty standards, so luxury brands shape ideas of success. Marketing is not neutral, it contributes to cultural construction. Vance Packard warned about hidden persuaders influencing unconscious desires. So, marketing is not just economic, it is also social cultural. Despite critiques, marketing philosophy has strengths. So it takes audience research seriously. So it uses data, it tests strategies, it adapts based on feedback. These strengths made marketing principles adaptable beyond business, including in public health and social campaigns. It is important that we don't just study marketing techniques like the 4 Ps or segmentation. We also need to understand the thinking behind them. For example, marketing assumes that people freely choose. People act based on perceived benefits, and behavior can be influenced by reshaping value. But in development contexts, people don't always have equal choices. So if we tell communities to choose healthier food, but healthy food is more expensive or unavailable, then is that really a free choice? So philosophy matters because it reminds us to ask, are we influencing people fairly or are we ignoring structural barriers? Understanding marketing's assumptions help us apply it responsibly, especially in social or development settings. To conclude, marketing evolved from production focus to consumer orientation. It is built on voluntary exchange, value perception, and strategic influence. It is powerful because it understands human behavior. But power requires responsibility. Understanding the philosophy of marketing allows us to use its tools critically and ethically, especially when applied beyond profit. To know more about this topic, check out these references. Here is our reflective question for this module. If marketing is a philosophy of influence, where should we draw the line between ethical persuasion and manipulation? Again, thank you for joining me today. Please hang on and watch our next presenter for Module 3. Enjoy learning!